If you want it, you already got it. If you thought it, it better be what you want. If you feel it, it must be real. Just say the word, and I'ma give you what you want. Tell me it's needed. We only got 4 minutes to say the word. Hesitating. Never gonna grab it. Tell me it's needed. We only got 4 minutes to say the word.
What's up? It's Jomboy and Jake's Radio. It's March 25th. I'm coming to you from California on the couch in Katie's bedroom, and Jake is at his home in Denver.
Hello.
Hello. That was Madonna, 4 Minutes to Save the World.
Yes.
It's countdown week. We're counting down to opening day, Jake.
Oh, okay. I get it. I'm hip.
Yeah, you're cool. 4 Minutes to Save the World by Madonna and Justin Timberlake.
That is the perfect example of the kind of song I would know.
Yeah, I don't really know that song.
It was on the radio for 4 months, and then you never listened to it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. The music video is weird. It's just Madonna like running around jumping on cars.
Oh yeah, it was kind of the end of that Madonna still like kind of being sexy as an old lady. And then she like officially hit the part where it's like, yo, you're too old to be doing a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. You're just go hippie weirdo now.
Don't give it up. Don't give it up. Don't be a prima donna.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool. Is that phrase about her?
No, I think she named herself after that phrase.
She named it after the phrase. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that would have been really cool for her. I'm gonna spin that. I'm gonna tell young kids that so they get it wrong when it gets brought up in class.
Well, what's Madonna's real name?
Nobody knows. It's not even on Wikipedia, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God. Madonna, oh, it's her real name. I would have lost so much money if that was put to a bet. If Madonna's real name was Madonna. That's pretty it's pretty insane to me right now.
Madonna Louise Ciccone? How do you say that?
I don't know. You're more Italian than me.
Ciccone. Good for her, man. Born in Michigan.
Really?
Is that a self-fulfilling prophecy? Like being named Madonna and going on to do all this stuff?
I don't know. Yeah.
The queen of pop, man.
Prima donna, the term for prima donna is the chief female singer in an opera or opera company. And then the secondary definition is a very temperamental person with an inflated view of their own talent of importance.
Yeah, like I need to know when did that second definition become official, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. But that is some sort of fulfilling. I'm blanking on that phrase that you just said.
Self-fulfilling prophecy?
Self-fulfilling prophecy. There's another one. I've talked about this before where you literally become your name.
Right.
Like Hannah Storm does the weather.
Right.
Shit like that. Forget. It's like Nama la blah da blah.
I think you had it.
Yeah.
Hannah Storm doesn't do the weather, but
no,
it's a good example if she did.
Yes, I know that she doesn't.
Yes.
She does sports.
The birthdays.
If she did the weather, that would be.
Now we're talking. Then she would apply.
Yeah.
What's going on in Cali, Jen?
Nothing. It's earlier here. It's not that early. It's 8:14. But
you got a little jet lag going? Where are you at?
My allergies are bad here.
Okay.
So I always wake up in like a cloud because right that way there's an open window to a field, literally like a park.
Right.
And it's just Pollenville.
Mm.
And in the morning the wind blows this way. And
allergies are pretty bizarre.
This house it's like my death trap for allergies, and I lived here for a year and a half.
Right.
It was miserable. I mean, I loved living here. I love Katie's family and her parents and all that, but the allergies were miserable.
Yeah, I mean I may have said it once on here before, but when I moved to Dallas, I was kind of stoked. I was like, yo, I'm pretty sure like not gonna have any allergies down here, right? Like the leaves don't change and that kind of stuff. And my allergies were a lot worse. And I said that one time. Like I came into work and I was like all jacked up, like just like almost a hardo move. Like I knew I shouldn't have been at work like that, but I think it was still so new that I was like, I'll go in, they'll send me home, it'll kind of be a good look for me. And I was like, yeah, I don't really know what's up. I just feel exhausted. I can't breathe. I got a runny nose. Like maybe I'm sick. And they're just like, oh no, those are allergies. And I was like, there's allergies in Texas? Like literally like the bad Northeast guy in a movie. And they were like, yeah, they're actually more intense down here. And I was like, all right, see ya. Deuces.
Allergies are terrible. I'm actually really good in New Jersey because we're right on the ocean.
Sure.
So not a lot and we're on an island, so not a lot like sways in and out of all the forests and trees. It's awesome. And the ocean breeze, we have an ocean breeze because we're on an island. Ocean breezes are pure. That's awesome.
So pure.
It's called nominative determinism. So I was close with my gibberish earlier.
Yeah.
Look, I'll give you some examples of nominative determinism.
Sure.
Amy Freeze is a meteorologist.
She freezes people to death.
Yeah. Larry Sprinkle.
He pees on people.
He's a weatherman. Medicine. Let's see. Dr. Richard Chop.
He kills his patients with a knife.
No, his name is Dick Chop.
Oh no. That's a bad self-fulfilling prophecy. He
does vasectomies.
Dick Chop does vasectomies.
Dick Chop does vasectomies.
Get that guy out of my face.
He's in Austin. He's a urologist in Austin. Does vasectomies. Dick Chop.
I'm going to send him an email right now.
Dr. Popwell. Here's what he does.
Like pimple popping stuff?
Chiropractor, so joints.
Ah, okay. Dr. Dick Chop offers March Madness vasectomies. I hate this guy.
You Googled it?
Yeah, of course I Googled it.
Dude, his name's Dick Chop. He's got to live up to that.
I hate him. 2.6 stars out of 5 on reviews.
Well, who's giving their vasectomy a 5-star review? Yeah, he cut up my dick. It was great.
I mean, you should give it 5 stars. There's one goal of a vasectomy. If that's achieved, 5 stars.
Yeah, but it's like painful in the process. So I think I
hate Dick Chop.
Carla Dove is in charge of the Division of Birds at the Smithsonian.
I like that.
There's a lot of them.
I mean, couldn't that one be tricky? What if it was pronounced Carla Dove? Should she not be like a swimmer diver?
She changed it to Dove.
I know, that's kind of BS.
Well, I don't know if she changed it.
What if like she does one of those family research things? Like I don't know, she hits age 60, 70 and she's like, I want to learn all about my ancestors. I want to go back. And it's like, oh yeah, well in the 1750s, it was actually pronounced Dove. And she's just like, I wasted my whole life.
That would be a tough break.
That'd be tough for Carla Dove.
People run into tough breaks all the time. Your name, I think, if you go back into the annals of history, was actually pronounced Story Ugly.
You think that?
Jake, it would have been Jake Story Ugly.
I'm a strong believer that one of my ancestors just told stories in an alley and they rolled with it.
I don't think story and alley are Italian words.
That's where you and me differ, compadre.
All right, let's do sports. Nominative determinism sports. This is a sports show. Sometimes.
This is fun. Sports.
Prince and Cecil Fielder.
Not loving that one. Neither was known for their fielding. If they were like 10-time Gold Glovers, love it.
But they were
both
fielders.
Meat sack hitters.
But they were fielders.
I mean, like half. Prince was kind of a DH.
Usain Bolt.
That's good. That's good.
That's perfect.
You could use that on weather too, though. So I'm kind of ruling it out.
Yeah, but Usain sounds like insane. Bolt, Usain Bolt. That's what he looks like when he runs past you. It's crazy.
No.
Scott Speed is a race car driver.
Yeah, get that.
Perfect. This one sounds like, in the Russian language, female surnames often end in ova, which sounds like over in English, which gives us many punny athlete aptronyms. Svetlana Filipova was a springboard diver.
Yeah, that's reaching.
I don't even get it. And Mariana Stepanova is, of course, a hurdler. That one's pretty good. Stepanova, a hurdler.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And Anna Smashnover is a tennis player.
Yeah.
She's got to have a heavy smash. She can't be no lob tennis player.
Right.
So now we've all...
Like the Fielder family not being able to play defense.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Battle of the Sexes with Steve Carell and Emma Stone about Billie King or whatever that tennis match was?
I did not. That's the classic. Like, that's my third choice if I'm on a movie if I'm on a plane and I'm looking at movies I want to watch. Like, that movie probably landed like my third pick probably like 5 times.
Don't watch it. It's not a good movie.
Okay.
But Bobby Riggs,
right,
the tennis player,
sure,
was a lob tennis player.
Right.
It cracked me up in the movie. I watched a real match. He just like lobs it up. Like, they can't play nowadays.
Pretty fun.
Are there lob tennis players these days?
No.
It's like he says in the movie at one point, like, you can't handle my lobs. He's just like shooting it up like he's playing with a 3-year-old.
I
didn't get it. I was like, is this a joke or is he really a lob tennis player?
Puts the pressure on the opponent.
That's my kind of tennis. If I was to play tennis, boop, boop.
It's got to be frustrating if they're good at it.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, let's move on to Desportes. I don't have the soundboard with me, so Jake, can you do a little tri-state music for me? The Knicks continue to be the absolute worst. Seton Hall lost, Iona lost, Colgate lost, Yale lost, Buffalo won over ASU, then got killed by Tech. The Yankees made a trade that shocked the world for a guy named Tachman. Wade goes down. No idea what's going on with the Mets, Nets, or Jets. Now let's just do the national news, then we'll just talk about March Madness.
Well, there was one Mets thing. Then Syndergaard was pissed the other day because they haven't re-signed DeGrom and they had like a really bad travel schedule, which I think you'd be more into that than any other Mets news.
Syndergaard is upset with the travel schedule. Who makes the travel schedule?
The assistant to the traveling secretary.
I feel like Syndergaard found his voice this offseason, and now it's going to be the worst.
There's a chance. There's a good chance. You've been anti-Cindersport for a little bit.
Well, yeah, I did get it somewhat confirmed that he has a PR team run his social medias. That's why it's so lame. So that's fine then. Like, if it was himself saying those dumb comments, that's really lame. But he's just trying to make money off his social press. I don't care.
Right.
But he seems to be complaining about everything. DH, DeGrom, all the new rules. Like, dude, I don't know. I guess I just need to tune him out because he's allowed to complain.
Yeah, I think they were doing something kind of ridiculous. Like every major league team is going home before they start their season, except the Mets, which I think that's kind of funny. Like, are you kidding me, dude? We just a month and a half at spring training, and you're not going to let us go home for like a day?
Mets should quit all this fuss and pay DeGrom. He got paid. All right, here it is. Noah Syndergaard is unhappy about the Mets' upcoming travel schedule that has them flying from Sarasota to Syracuse for a workout on Monday before heading to D.C. for the season opener. Syracuse is the team's new AAA affiliate. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. But still, I kind of agree with Syndergaard here. Yeah, I'm with Syndergaard as well.
Yeah, yeah, he's in the right.
Why
do we the Mets need to go to our new AAA team
before we go back for a day to do workouts?
Yes,
and that's not. I thought it was like MLB schedules a lot of stuff. This is the Mets scheduling.
This is just the Mets.
What idiots!
Yeah.
All right, Noah. So, I apologize, Noah. I'm with you. Turns out I'm with you on this one.
I am with you, Maddie.
Why don't we just not go to Syracuse?
Hey, I've got one idea before we do the Syracuse thing. Let's scratch that, reverse it, and not do that.
Okay, do you have any reasonings? Well, it just seems stupid.
Okay. It just seems really dumb for the major league team to go to the AAA field for a day.
To work out.
Yeah, sounds fun.
They got parking lots in Washington, my man.
Oh, God. That's bad.
It's pretty stupid.
What's that one more workout going to get you? It's too late, guys.
I don't know.
Season's here.
Unless they sold tickets to it.
Yeah, but even then.
Oh, that's probably what it is. I mean, it's still stupid, but they probably want to kick off their AAA team and give the new people of Syracuse, like, hey, the Mets are in town. Come see the actual Mets. And then for the rest of the summer, come see the AAA team wear the Mets. That's probably the idea behind it.
There's still a way to do that without sending all the guys.
Just send Tebow. That's why he's the hero.
Send Tebow. Send 3 or 4 guys that are on it. Send Jeff McNeil. Send someone else who enjoy it. But all right.
Yeah. All right. Let's do national news and we'll talk about March Madness.
National news. Presented by Hot Boy Jake. NFL Rob Gronkowski retires at age 29. Good for him, man. I was watching the highlights. He's kind of awesome. Last thing before March Madness, I'm excited for the NFL draft. We'll talk about that a little bit. Jimmy, March Madness, one of the best weekend in sports. The game of the weekend was clearly Duke UCF. UCF loses. They miss a tip-in at the buzzer. They miss a layup at the buzzer. The refs missed 3 fouls on Duke at the buzzer. Still a pretty awesome game. Every 1, 2, and 3 seed advances. All 16 favorites won in the round of 32. And we were kind of jobbed by what should have been some good games. Still a fun weekend, but left a little missing. National news. By Hot Boy Jake. Did I have this song right? I didn't really remember it.
Soundboard is crazy. No, I mean, you had it right. That's how you hear the other song. And that's
how the song hits my ears normally.
Yeah. And that's great. That's good stuff.
Does that ever freak you out? Have you heard the thing that the way you see yourself in the mirror isn't what you actually look like? It's how you want to see yourself.
Yeah, it freaks me out all the time. Or freaks me out's a weird word. Not the right phrase, but something about it. Perplexed, intrigued, kind of go crazy over it. That perception can be so different.
Right. I'll see the little annoying guy that you just walk into a bar and you instantly hate. And I'm what if I'm that guy? I've just tuned myself out so much.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to a bar to watch Duke UCF.
Sure.
Went to a brewing company here called Altamont Brewing, and they have a warehouse. It's pretty cool. and these two couples came in, and they were playing cornhole right next to us, and they didn't know how to play, which was like, come on.
I mean, yeah, A plus B.
Yeah, threw a bag in the hole. And they were being so loud.
Sure.
And I think people wouldn't know this about me, but I'm not a loud in public fan or guy.
No.
Like, don't. People always think because we're jovial and tell jokes that, like, I would be, like, wild at a bar. Maybe when I was in college, but no. Just, don't let anyone else hear you because that's fucking annoying for other people.
Sure.
They were just, like, tossing the beanbags at each other. They were older, probably late 20s, and just, like, screaming. They're also unattractive, so that made me dislike them.
There you go.
That's what it comes down to. Then I was thinking, I've definitely done this before when I was younger, like gone somewhere and made a fool out of myself. It's just so annoying.
It's getting old, man. What'd you think of the Duke UCF match, James?
I missed. We drove home to watch the end at home, so I missed the second half when UCF, I guess, took the lead. I guess they were playing well. Yeah. I never saw UCF like play. It was weird basketball. Can I say that? I think UCF. If they won that, there's no chance they're winning another game.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Flocka fell. When he blocked Zion. Flacco fall when he blocked. Well, he fell.
Right.
Yeah.
Still not sure who Flacco is. That's quarterback for my Broncos.
Flacco Tell.
Nope.
That's when you change their first and last. Taco Fall. When he blocked Zion and then put in that, like, got his own rebound and just slammed it home. It's amazing to watch.
Do you love that? I'm picturing you loving that.
It's amazing. It's like this guy's got an alien on the court, and it's going to be so easy for him. It looks like a dad playing with a bunch of 5-year-olds, just like, I'm a monster, and slamming it home. and then you see him get stripped like 3 times in a row, and you're like, oh, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
It's the slowest moving basketball player I've ever seen. And so I was very confused by it. Also, I felt bad for UCF because when Taco's in, it's a completely different game plan than when, like, it's basically 4v5 plus a tree versus 5v5.
Right.
So I was every time, and he was going in and out because he was in foul trouble. So, like, this kind of sucks for UCF. Like, I think, would they be better if he just wasn't around?
So yeah, I think that's the interesting thing because it is totally different. You have to play totally different when that monster is on the court. And I think that was the thing that was funny because, Jim, I'm going to pat myself on the back like I normally do. But I was all over this because, UCF's in the AAC. They're in the same conference as UConn. So I've seen them play before. And Taco Fall is like their 4th best player. But everyone wants to talk about him because he's a giant of a human. So UCF, the Dawkins kid who played great and is the coach's son, all over that. The other guard, BJ Taylor, he was the conference player of the year. So you almost get distracted by Taco Fall because it's so rude because I think he's a really nice kid. But Jimmy, when you said alien, it's like kind of true. Like, and I know that's like if Taco Fall was here and he had his junk on my head, like, I'd be sorry, and I'd be like, I know you're a real human, but, like, dude, you're unbelievable.
Katie felt so sad for him.
Right.
Katie was watching the game, and she just felt really sad for him. She's like, his life has to be so hard. I was like, yeah. I mean, that's true. It is kind of sad.
There's some definite inconveniences. I think the other thing that, I mean, we've done a lot of self-fulfilling prophecy
definite
stuff.
Inconveniences. Dude can't walk through a door frame. They're like severe inconveniences.
Right, but he can also get paid. I mean, the guy can get paid to play basketball until he's 45 if he really wants to.
Do you think so? That's what me and Brad and Blake were talking about.
Like, he'll get a shot at the NBA, but the dude could play in Europe and still make bank until however long he wants to. He's a giant. He's every coach dreams that they have a human like that, and they think that they've got the magic cure. So
is he American?
The only question there is no. He's from Africa. His mom, first time his mom got to see him play was senior night.
That's awesome.
So that's the other thing that, well, it could be a sad part is like, yo, does Taco Fall like playing basketball? Or have we just made him play because he's a monster?
Yeah, maybe he really wants to go get a train set and just set it up in his garage.
Well, I mean, he could still do that if he wants. So I don't think we're holding him back from that. But yeah, it's, there's definitely inconveniences, but there are perks. Like this guy will collect a good paycheck because he's tall.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of people collect good paychecks just because they're small. Well, rest in peace, Vern Troyer.
He became fluent within English in 8 months and scored a 95th percentile on his SAT. Good for him. He's smart.
Yeah, he's like a really good kid.
He has aspirations of becoming an engineer for electronic companies such as Siemens or Microsoft. Wow.
Which, hey, not for nothing. You're at Siemens. You need a new engineer. Oh, by the way, you guys have a company basketball team. So Taco Fall gets that perk too.
So he can't escape this at any cost, is what you're saying?
No.
His life is doomed to just be basketball thinking forward.
I mean, that's so tall, dude.
Yeah.
The Tracy Wolfson pick is insane.
Do you think he could have been like he could have been in charge of lanterns in like the 1930s?
Oh, he would have 1,000%.
Like, Towns, FDR, the New Deal, he had to create jobs. So there was street sweepers and the people that turned on and turned off the lanterns every night. And they had the tall stick with them that would like light it or like cover it. And Taco Fall would just be walking around town, just like handing out. Like,
his town would be famous because they would have the highest lanterns. Everyone's like, oh, you got to go check out Funville. They've got the highest lanterns in the world.
Yeah. Come watch Taco put out the lanterns. What? A taco puts out the lanterns?
It would be even worse,
no,
man.
It's just a really tall guy named Taco. What's he do with the lanterns? Oh, he just walks by and puts them out. It's just tall.
People would line the streets at 6:30 p.m. like, oh, it's about to happen.
Here comes that creature that puts out the lanterns.
Here comes Slender Man.
Hey, don't mess around with Slender Man. That's not a joke.
I try not to.
Don't do that. Anyway, what other games do we have to talk about?
So, Jim, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. Was that okay? It was good basketball. It's a good weekend. We were kind of jobbed though. Like the Duke UCF game was March Madness to a T, and it was great. And it's Duke and it's Zion. And by the way, Papi Gordo was all over this game. I knew with his old assistant coach and one of his best players like Dawkins. This was going to be a great game. It had all the storylines. You feel awful for Aubrey Dawkins. He like put his heart and soul out there. But dude, Jim, okay, so the number one robbery of the weekend was Wofford and Kentucky. That should have been just as good as Duke UNC. But our guy, Fletcher McGee, Jim, goes 0 for 12 from 3. The all-time NCAA three-point champion goes 0 for 12 from 3. If he goes 2 for 12 from 3, they probably win this game. If he goes 3 for 12, they definitely win this game. And that sucks because Wofford and Fletcher McGee should have been the story. By the way, my girlfriend has started calling our dog Fletcher McGee, which made me laugh. Come here, Fletcher McGee. I mean, kind of silly.
Does she know he went 0 for 12 from the 3-point line?
I don't think she knows that yet. She might find it out at work today. I doubt it. I think we'll see. And I was just kind of going through some games like Iowa State, Ohio State was close. That should have been better. LSU, Maryland. I mean, kind of it was it was a good game, but it just ended with an awkward scoop layup with 2 seconds left, and everyone was just like, eh. Tennessee, Iowa went to overtime yesterday, but again, almost didn't have the flash. Like Tennessee gave up a big lead, but there wasn't like the March Madness big shot. Everyone freaks out. It's on the highlight reel. Like there was none of that. So I don't know. We kind of got jobbed for the real March Madness moments, but the spin zone on that, which your boy Francesor was tweeting out, is that because all of these higher seeds have advanced, that we could be in store for one of the better Sweet 16s, Elite Eights coming up, and hopefully we get some madness there.
Cool. That sounds good.
Sounds
like
nice,
madness.
right?
Sounds nice. Yeah, still a lot of good teams around. What's the highest seed still going?
So the only like Cinderella is Oregon, who, I mean, they've kind of been a good basketball program for the past few years. They're a 12 seed. The only other team that is in it that's not a 1 through 4 is Auburn, which is a 5 seed. They were favored against the 4 seed Kansas in the round before. So it really is like the top seeds in Oregon, basically.
So you know who won?
Who won?
The bracketologist nerds.
Yeah, a little bit. And like Dickie V picks chalk every year, and this year it's playing out, so he's been peacocking a little bit. How's your bracket doing, Jim?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it because it's been a don't look at bracket week for me.
Okay.
Don't look at it work week for me. I think I'm doing terrible because I had Nova going really far.
Okay. Well, in the bracket challenge right now, the Jomboy Media 2K19 group, where we had over 180 people sign up. So, Susan, I thank you. Right now, we've got Jeremy Goldstein is all alone at number 1.
Jay Goldie.
Goldie with 580 total points. He has Tennessee winning it all, though, so he's not going to win. Sorry,
wow,
Jeremy.
Oh, Goldie, you blew it.
Let's see, Dylan Fines, my boy, he's in the 9 hole. I'm tied for 39 right now. I'm looking for that Jomboy name. Should I just go to the last page and expect to see you there?
Yeah, check for me around 85 to 95.
Ooh, Joe Varga, a friend. He's towards last place. Pat Bishop. Jim, you might not be on the last page. Ooh, I don't think you are. Evan and Co. is. He's number 1 on the last page. So congrats, Evan and Co.
I gotta be in the 90s or late 80s. I had Nova to win, so I feel like there's no way.
Your team name is like Jomboy. Okay, you're tied for 103 right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
You and Max Martin tied up.
Oh, wow, I'm tied with Max?
And NYC Teach.
I'm tied with Max and Teach, 2 friends?
So you're just squatting up right now. You're in the 49.8th percentile.
The 3 of us are having so much more fun than the people in first, second, third. They're stressed out. They're worried. Me, Max, and Teach are just chilling, drinking beers, watching games.
This is the fun part because everyone in their bracket pool, if you've done poorly, like you shrug and you enjoy the rest of it. Like right now where I'm at, I'm looking at everyone else who picked North Carolina and I'm like, okay, does anyone have Houston winning the next round? There's somewhere I can make up points. And you start doing that game and it's like, it's not that fun.
It's not that fun. Not that fun. Anything else in the national news? Gronk retired.
Gronk retired, man. Age 29.
Good for him.
Yeah, and it's funny now. Today's the follow-up, and everyone's coming up. Drew Rosenhaus was interviewed, and he was like, well, I don't know. Gronk didn't say anything, but if Tom Brady gave him a phone call midway through next season, you think Gronk picks it up? And it's like, yeah, they're friends. But I don't know, man. Like, I think Gronk is such a personality. Like, he's going to do great outside of football. Like, he does not need to come back.
No, once he realizes the money's the same or better, and he doesn't need to like put his body through harm and get bitched out by Belichick and hang around practice doing nothing. Maybe he loves that stuff though. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a total chance he maybe sits out a year and says, I want to run it back. because I think that could be a new thing that's happening in the NFL in general. But
Did
dude,
you see my tweet?
He's gonna clean up. The dude can do like protein, muscle milk ads. He can do football stuff. He can do like he's entertaining. He's one of the most entertaining guys in the world. He's gonna be great.
Well, he hosts events like Gronk party buses, and
Yeah,
he
the
had
Gronk
a TV
cruise
show.
and stuff.
He had a TV show in store. It was like an animated TV show called The Gronks at one point. Like, he's gonna get money. Did you see my tweet though?
I don't know. What was it?
How many players have started their careers, had full careers, and then retired, all while Tom Brady played?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Like, is Wes Welker on that list? Yeah, he came in after Brady.
Welker.
There's got to be so many. I mean,
Troy Brown. There's so many running backs. Danny Woodhead, your boy.
Brady came in at 2000. So we got 19 years. So many players probably had a 10-year career in the NFL, which is it's crazy. And then retired, and Brady's still going.
Never mind all the 2-year guys. Yeah, it's nuts.
Nuts. All right.
And
let's go to.
Do we need the halftime whistle?
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Halftime.
Only thing I wanted to mention at halftime is, and I mentioned it briefly, I'm excited for the NFL draft, Jim.
When is that?
You know I'm an NFL draft guy, so it's like end of April. And the reason why I'm excited for the NFL draft is like baseball's kind of here. So like
it's almost looking forward already.
It's almost like when you have a checklist and it's like, okay, I can check that off, and now you move on to the next thing. Like by the time the newness of baseball wears off, like a month in or so, then it's going to be the NFL draft. So I'm excited for that.
Okay. What about the Masters?
Oh, live excited for the Masters. That whole April 14th is just going to be a special day.
Yeah. All right. You want to do the news?
Yeah. You want to say anything at halftime?
No. Tomorrow I land at 5:20 in the morning, New York time. Then I got to take an Uber to Hazlitt, New Jersey, get our car, then drive to Lavalette. So that's probably a 2-hour trip. Let's say I land at 6, just to add some stuff there, 6, 7, 8. So, hey, we may be able to record at our normal time tomorrow. If we record at 9 in the morning, I think I may be able to make that.
Yeah, we'll see how you're doing. I feel like last time you did the red eye, you I forget if you died from exhaustion or what happened, but yeah, we'll be good.
Yeah, no, we'll see.
We'll see.
All right.
I read the news today, oh boy, and that the news was rather sad. Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
A daycare worker was arrested for restraining a 7-year-old while letting her daughter hit him. But she says, no. This was just self-defense. And it was a self-defense lesson.
Yeah.
A naked Russian man tries to board a plane, claiming that he's more aerodynamic undressed, just trying to help you guys out. Gets detained. Poisonous toads are overrunning South Florida neighborhood. I repeat, poisonous toads are overrunning a South Florida neighborhood. A truck carrying salami and bacon caught fire on 580 in Northern California. And that's exactly where I am. I didn't smell that. What the heck? A man was mistakenly circumcised in a mix-up at a hospital in England. You're welcome. And a crocodile stole a Bermuda from a fisherman.
I read the news today, oh boy.
What you want to go to here?
So I want to go to the daycare worker for the restraining kid while her daughter hit him situation.
Yeah.
Because, and I've said this to you before, there's an art form here that during high school soccer was my favorite thing in the world. Taylor Wilson, a friend, he was kind of our enforcer. He was our stopper on defense. And so anytime there was a mix-up, he would full sprint into the middle of it, and he'd be the, whoa, 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 guys, guys, guys. But while he was doing that, he was clearly, like, beating on the opposing player, and it was an art form. The refs weren't looking for it. All the refs saw was the kid coming in and, like, you know, making sure everything was at peace. So the ref was like, oh, this kid's doing it right. But he was, like, punching and elbowing the other guy on the other team. And it was art. It was beautiful to watch. And I think that's this story is a good example of it not being an art form. You got to do better than that. Yeah,
this story is she runs a daycare. Her child, her daughter, goes to the daycare. There was a punk bitch boy in the daycare causing trouble, picking on her daughter. And she was like, you know what, Bobby? You're about to get yours. Joey, hold Bobby's arms. Okay, Elizabeth, hit Bobby. This is how you treat bullies. You hit them back. You have to fight for yourself. And then someone saw it and was like, that's bad. Don't let kids do that. So,
yeah, I don't know. Couple punches as a kid will straighten you out a little bit.
How about this truck that crashed carrying salami and bacon and blew up on fire? It happened in Livermore, California, where I was yesterday.
What are you doing?
Do you know that, Katie? A truck crashed. It had bacon and salami and it caught on fire in Livermore yesterday. Did you smell it?
Mm-mm.
Katie says she didn't smell it. I didn't smell it. We were in Livermore, literally right where this happened is where we were kind of hanging out at the brewery, that part of town. It had to be a different time. Kind of weird. I pulled this from the same place I pull all my weird stories from. So
it happened March 19th.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So the smell had worn off.
Smell had worn off. Happened a while ago, Katie. Your nose is okay.
Don't remove your nose, Katie.
Are you worried about this neighborhood in South Florida that's being overrun by poisonous toads?
A little bit. I mean, what's poisonous toads? Like you touch them and you die, or what are we talking here?
Yeah, there's some toads, and I know this from Wild Boys with Steve-O and Chris Pontius.
Right.
That just like their sweat is poisonous because Indian tribes would dip their arrows on the back of the toad and then shoot it at people and kill you. That
right.
Crazy.
When this non-native species is threatened or handled, it secretes a highly toxic milky substance from its large parotoid glands at the back of its head behind the ears. The secretion can burn your eyes, may irritate your skin, can kill cats and dogs if ingested. Okay. So now I hate this because I don't. Normally, if my dog was eating a frog, I would clap. Now I have to be scared about that if I'm in South Florida.
And so it is like just like the back of the skin, just their sweat, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it looks. The infestation, yeah, it looks like we've got a ton of baby frogs floating around. There will be another influx in 22 days. That would be the worst part for me.
But you're pro frog.
Oh, I'm team frog. But I mean,
right.
if they're poisonous, you know, I was just going to say this. I was like, okay, this happens once. You bring in some nerds, you figure out the best way to deal with it, and you move on and you talk about the frog infestation. Knowing that there's another one looming in 22 days, don't love that.
I don't know. We're
now you're living in fear of that skunk, man.
Living in fear of that skunk. We're so team frog, though, that the reason this frog develops poison is because someone's harming it.
Right.
Gigging them. So I think I got to stay true and be team frog here. Do what you have to do.
How much would you actually hate this if this was happening around you?
I wouldn't go outside.
Yeah. And then the frogs start getting in the house, then it's a real bad time.
You can take the word poisonous out, and I'm still not going outside.
If they were poisonous, I'd be pretty into it. The poison's throwing me off a little bit.
Remember when the frogs used to jump in my pool in Connecticut?
Yeah.
I didn't like that one bit.
Also, I think the most important point that you made to start this is Wild Boys one of the most underestimated shows of all time.
I don't know, but it was good. It was educational.
Wild Boys was an incredible TV show.
It was. They stopped it because Johnny Knoxville visited them and was going so hard that I forget the director's name now. Jeff Tremaine. Jeff Tremaine was like, well, dude, if you're going to go this hard, why don't we just make no more Jackass movies?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let's do that. Yeah, Wild Boys is awesome. Dude, Wild Boys, Steve-O put a hook through his mouth, and then they cast him as bait for sharks in the ocean with great white sharks.
Yeah. Times were better.
He was bleeding because they just put a hook through his mouth.
Yeah.
And then they put him in the ocean with great white sharks. I don't really understand.
They were disguised as seals, though. That's what I'm saying. If you're one of our listeners and Wild Boys was kind of before you got into whatever genre you want to call that, go check out Wild Boys. Some of the funniest scenes you'll see, man. And a classic case where, like, obviously Pontius and Steve-O and Knoxville killed it when they were asked to. But, dude, it was one of those shows where, like, dude, Manny Puig, the animal guy on their show, like, he would take over some episodes where he would be the funniest character on the show.
That was insane.
They dressed as
a zebra and ran in front of like lions.
I mean, they were nuts. They were so nuts.
I don't really get it. Like, what's going through your head that you do that?
And then, like, dude, I know the one skit where they're with like the vampire wallabies or whatever, or the satanic creatures, like satanic Leviosa or whatever it was. They're just like, dude, really good. Wild Boys, low key, one of the better shows, one of the more entertaining shows you could throw on.
How about the man that was accidentally circumcised? He was in the hospital, just knocked out. I don't know. He was supposed to get something else done, and they just chopped up his foreskin.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. How old's this dude?
I don't know. I didn't click it. If he didn't feel pain, he just woke up and now he's got no foreskin. One less thing. Now you don't got to peel those flat backs and clean. Yo, do you remember? Do you remember when my cousin AJ was hanging around by the pool with us, and Luke and his friends, they were like probably 14, 15 years old, were there. Everyone said goodbye, and AJ's parting line was, keep your tips clean.
Yeah. keep your tips clean is good. That should be a shirt.
Really good. A really good parting one. Keep your tips clean. Anyway.
One of the best advice you can give a kid. So I'm not seeing an age anywhere, which is freaking me out.
They say man, so you can say 18 and up.
Yeah, and then they've got like a laundry list of messed up procedures that happened at this hospital. Don't go to the Leicester Hospital.
Leicester, right?
Leicester City.
Yeah, come on, know your EPL, dude.
Leicester.
Leicester. All right, now it's time for Bet of the Day. It's the Bet of the Day.
Bet from a gay. It's a bet from a gay.
Bet of the day, bet of the day, bet of the day, bet of the day. Jake, did you win on Friday?
Man, that song was bitchin'. I don't think I did because we picked UVA, and you thought we won, and then we totally didn't.
Oh yeah, I had airplane brain. Slash can't do.
I guess we should talk about that a little bit. UVA got scared again.
Down at half.
They were down at the half to the 16th seed. I'm actually I'm genuinely happy they came back and played like they should have, because otherwise, I sent the text disband the program. You can't do that.
UNC was down at half to Iona.
Yeah, but they were chillaxing. They were just trying to make Francesa look bad.
Iona, Gales.
Iona? I barely know her.
Hey, what's your bet?
Higashioka, the home run stroker.
That's pretty
I'm
good, huh?
going because it's the only lines that are coming up for me. We got to go back to the NBA. It's basketball season. It's still March Madness, right?
Yeah.
Jim, let's go to, some ugly NBA lines tonight.
Like your old last name, Story Ugly.
Okay. You know what? Let's go. Let's take an ugly one. Let's go.
Sounds like you every Wednesday night of college.
Okay. Oh, that's. I mean, I've heard some stuff, Jim. Jim, let's go to gorgeous Salt Lake City, Utah.
Ooh, disagree, but here we go.
It is gorgeous.
The mountains surrounding Salt Lake City are gorgeous.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the actual Salt Lakes.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that confusion, listeners. Jim, we've got Utah taking on Phoenix. The Jazz are favored by 15.
They're in Utah?
In Utah.
Well, the Phoenix, the Suns are still trying to tank.
Suns are tanking. Their last win was in overtime against New Orleans, who was tanking, if you recall that.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did they rebound from that? They got out-tanked so hard by Nola.
They got out-tanked. And they won a couple games to start the break. They've got a lot of players out in this game, and Utah's coming home. Jim, I'm just going to take a chance. 15's a huge number, but I'm taking it. Utah's been killing teams lately. They're back home. Utah's a tough place to play. Phoenix has like 4 guys out in this game.
Do you think it's tough to play because of all them racists? Is that what you're trying to insinuate there?
I was saying the altitude and the noise.
So
what did you say?
I know it's all about perception, and what I heard is that you said Utah's tough to play, all the racists. That's just what I heard. No,
you said the racist thing.
I'm just telling you what I heard.
Do you remember when you said the racist part a second ago?
Okay. All right. I don't want to agree with you because 15's so big. But, like, the Suns suck. But I think the Suns' goal is to be in games as close as possible.
Right.
And then lose. But that was their goal versus Nola. Nola was like, you idiots, we got you right where we want you, you know?
Jim, I've got one stat that can save you from making a mistake.
What is it?
So in the Jazz's last 7 games, they've won 6 of 7, and all 6 of those wins have been by more than 15 points.
And they beat the Suns by 17 and the Knicks by more than 15. So, yeah, they have been beating opponents handedly when asked to do so by Vegas.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell's playing a lot better. They're just going to kill him. Boom.
All right, so my official thing is Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm agreeing with you.
Thanks, man. It's probably a loser.
Damn it.
Gotcha.
You always get me with those. The old bait and switch. It's going to win.
Gotcha.
It's going to win. It's going to win. It's probably going to lose. Yeah, Suns are definitely going to cover.
You already made the bet.
Every time I make bets, I immediately regret them.
Yeah, that's welcome to betting.
Well, anyway, that ends the show.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that Madonna song pulled up anymore for an outro. Do you have a choice? Do you want me to just play some Chili Peppers for you?
Only got 4 minutes to save the world. How we say that? Let's give it up. Don't be a pre. Madonna. JT. Madonna. That the song?
Yeah, that's the song. Here it is. All right, thank you guys. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular scheduled time, I think, unless my plane crashes. In that case, I love you all. Thank you for being a part of my life.
Yeah.
And if it's delayed, then we'll just be delayed. But watch out for the crash.
You just went peppers.
I read That's what I told you. I was going to play Peppers for you.
Yeah, I'm shocked. That's a really odd thought process.
Well, I couldn't
I'm
find
so not into finding the other song. I'm just gonna bring up a Pepper song.
for you.
Thanks, Sam.
See you guys.
Concept. No one.
Bye.